Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. Starting off with business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Former Raiders head coach Jon Gruden is moving on from Las Vegas as he finds a buyer for his mansion in the Southern Highlands community. Gruden and his wife listed this 8,600 square foot home for $7.5 million on February 9th. It went under contract with a buyer just 9 days later, according to Zillow. The broker would not reveal the final sales price. This comes as the Gruden saga still has a long way to go in Las Vegas. He has a hearing coming up in April on the lawsuit against the NFL over the release of his racist and misogynistic emails that forced him to step down as the Raiders head coach. And more top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand's Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. This man who approached Governor Sislak pretending to want a friendly picture, then threatening him at a Las Vegas restaurant, says he will not apologize. Review Journal's James Schaefer has more.
I can't tell you what a piece of you are.
Sorry to hear that.
The Review Journal was provided video showing Governor Sislak in a profanity-laden encounter inside the Summerlin Lindomitia Con, where the governor's office said he was having dinner Sunday with his wife and daughter. The man recording the video has been identified as Justin Anders, a digital creator and podcaster that promotes extreme right-wing and anti-government conspiracy theories. Anders held a Tuesday press conference on the encounter.
I will not apologize for holding public officials responsible for their choices. I will not apologize for using words to send a message to someone who seems to listen in currencies and personal gain.
Earlier the same day, Governor Sislak was asked about the encounter after he attended an event for Nevada Reading Week.
Yeah, everybody's safe, and I want to say that, but I can't comment. There's an ongoing investigation that they're dealing with, and I'll let that play out before I make any further comments.
For the Las Vegas Review-Journal, I'm James Schaefer.
As you just saw, the governor had his security personnel with him today. Last week, he also took to Allegiant Stadium for a speech on the future of Nevada. Review Journal's Renee Summerhour has more on his plans and what his opponents are saying. Renee?
Jen, during his 20-minute speech last week, Sisolak pledged to spend $1.2 billion in pandemic aid, part of the overall $6.7 billion that the state, its schools, and local governments received via 2 federal aid packages since the pandemic struck in 2020. People want to know, we've had all this federal money that's come into the state, and they're not hearing enough about where we spend it, Sisolak said. Sisolak pledged $500 million to statewide affordable housing incentives, $500 million to expand high-speed internet, and $160 million to subsidize child care for families and providers and more. Those funds drawn from about $1.9 billion remaining in pandemic aid.
With those kind of nice ticket items, it was inevitable, I think, that his opponents would say he was just being a bit of a political opportunist. And he did it at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. That stadium was constructed and finished during the pandemic. For him, it was a symbol of what the state was able to achieve.
Joey Gilbert, a Republican candidate for governor and perhaps Sisolak's most fiery critic, attacked the speech, saying it was full of false claims, omissions, and unrealistic mentions of a never-gonna-happen second term. Jen?
In other news, Las Vegas police's illegal questioning leads to a $300,000 settlement and changes in police training. Back in 2017, James Eames of California was heading with a group to a fallen motorcycle charity event when stopped by police.
The problem was that the officer is allowed to ask people if they want to identify themselves if they're not the driver, but the language he used made it seem like he demanded that they produce their identification cards.
Everybody got IDs? All right, start moving up front.
The officer stopped them for driving without headlights. Liam's died in June, so the money will go toward his estate. In entertainment, sponsored by DiscoverNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. Exciting news for Jonas Brothers fans. The Jonas Brothers live in Las Vegas. Their 5-night residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM, June 3rd, 4th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Ticket presale starts tomorrow at 10 a.m. To learn more, visit jonasbrothers.com. And a founding father is making a comeback. The Smith Center's Broadway series includes Hamilton, arriving October 18th along with Annie and Disney's Frozen. Visit thesmithcenter.com. In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every blooming thing. We're looking at another clear and pleasant night still in the 60s. Temps should cool to the 40s overnight. On Wednesday, get ready for more spring-like weather with a high of 79 and low of 51 degrees. But that may be the calm before the storm. On Thursday, some clouds roll in. Highs could reach the 80s, but it may feel cooler with some gusts blowing through. A cool down with rain is headed our way by Friday and should last through Saturday. By Sunday, the storm should subside.
Sports brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app today. Cassie Soto joining you from downtown Indianapolis, the site of the 2022 NFL Combine, where all 32 teams will gather this week to take a look at some prospective players that they could select in this year's draft. NFL reporter Adam Hill gives us a look at the events that took place on Tuesday.
Yeah, the Combine kind of officially kicks off with all the coaches and general managers speaking to the media. We'll hear from the Raiders on Wednesday. But really, one of the themes today was this might be the last time the Combine is in Indianapolis. The 35th year in a row, this city has become synonymous with the NFL Combine, with players working out, the 40-yard dash, the bench press. A lot of coaches and GMs were kind of lamenting that they love this city and the city loves the Combine. So maybe that's something to watch this week, as it might be the last time that this event is in Indianapolis.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. South Carolina is the plus 172 favorite at Circus Sports to win the women's college basketball title. Connecticut, which just got star Paige Beckers back from injury, is next at plus 430. Defending national champion Stanford is 5-1, followed by North Carolina State at plus 825, Louisville at 12-1, and Baylor at plus 1630. LSU, led by former Baylor coach Kim Mulkey, is 33-1. Arizona, last year's runner-up, is 55-1.
In health, a move to help Nevadans save on meds. The state is joining a consortium run by Oregon and Washington State to negotiate discounts on prescription drugs. State health officials say enrollment will be free to all Nevadans. No word on when the state will officially join. In lifestyle, the governor wasn't the only one reading to a crowd today.
And this is Buckeye. Are you ready to start reading with Buckeye?
First graders at McWilliams Elementary School practice their reading skills by reading to a group of rescue dogs from Heaven Can Wait Animal Society. The event, sponsored by GC Garcia, is part of Nevada Reading Week. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. See you tomorrow for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.